What makes a game good? Three things: the gameplay, the graphics, and the story, right? Wrong! There's a fourth element that goes overlooked by many people, and I want to bring this underappreciated aspect of video games to light. That's right, music. That being said, here's what I think are the top 10 video game soundtracks of all time. Also, I'm limiting this list to only one game per franchise, so don't worry, I'm not putting 10 Final Fantasy games on this list, unfortunately. Number 10, Assassin's Creed 2. Kicking off our list is the second installment of the ultra-popular Ubisoft franchise, Assassin's Creed. Jesper Kyd did a fantastic job with this soundtrack. Assassin's Creed 2 is a game all about ambiance, atmosphere, and subtlety, which the music represents perfectly. This soundtrack features many traditional instruments found in the Renaissance era of Italy, while adding a blend of modern harmonics. It really is a match made in heaven. Just look at how the music accentuates this particular scene.
The best may it never change.
And may it never change us.
It's hard to distinguish if the game was designed around the music or if the music was designed around the game. Props to Jesper Kyd on giving us some great ear candy alongside our journey with young Ezio. Number 9, Bayonetta. Bayonetta does something with its soundtrack that is truly unique. The vast majority of the game's soundtrack consists of upbeat, fast-paced tempos with all-female choirs. Just listen to the song playing here and you'll understand. This music gets you pumped up and ready to beat the snot out of evil angels, in style. Oh, and the credit sequence features our favorite girl silhouette pole dancing to a cover of the classic jazz standard Fly Me to the Moon. Seriously, a game's soundtrack has never physically made me dance, until I played Bayonetta. Sorry.
Welcome is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Number 8, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. When you want someone to compose epic music for your game, Jeremy Soule is the guy to turn to. Seriously, this guy's brain is made of a badass techno knight eviscerating a 60-foot dragon with a flaming sword. Oh, and that dragon has rocket launchers for arms. Seriously, this guy's music just screams epic. This is very apparent in his work with Skyrim. The amount of time and effort he put into making sure each musical piece fit the atmosphere of the area it was played in as well as making the instruments, lyrics, and musical style fit the overall lore of Elder Scrolls, can only be described as either insanity or pure genius. Just listen to the vocals of the Sovereign Guards theme and tell me that doesn't want to make you go outside and punch a giant in the freaking face. Truly, the perfect coupling of adventure and music. Number 7, Guild Wars 2. Oh yeah, remember that Jeremy Soule guy? No? Well, let me say this again. This man knows how to compose freaking music. I put Guild Wars 2 above Skyrim for the sole reason that I think Soule shows off a wider range of composing talent with the former than the latter. The soundtrack of Guild Wars 2 truly captures the feeling that you're sharing the environment around you with millions of other players in a living, breathing world. I find myself lingering just a bit longer in certain maps just so that I can let the music play through. There's a multitude of reasons why Guild Wars 2 is probably one of my favorite MMOs to date, and music ranks highly in those reasons. Jeremy Soule, never stop what you're doing, please. Number 6, Okami. This game blew my mind the first time I played it because of its very unique art style. If there is proof that video games are a form of art, here's Exhibit A. Although the art style was the original reason why this game intrigued me, it was the music, however, that got me hooked. If you're a real sucker for traditional Japanese folk music, this game is your Woodstock. What makes the game's music even more captivating is the manner in which the tracks accentuate key elements in the game. Take Amaterasu's theme, for example. Amaterasu is the lead character of the game, so her theme should play frequently throughout the game, right? Wrong. Now let's put that into context. Warning, spoilers. The whole game has Ami traveling across Nippon, gaining powers for your celestial brush and restoring the land to its former beauty. After all is said and done, you face off against the final boss, Yami. However, Yami strips Ami of all her powers. Just as all faith is lost, your chipper companion, Isun, rallies together all of the people that you have helped in your journey for one final push to defeat Yami. This theme, aptly titled The Rising Sun, represents the reawakening of the Sun Goddess. Number 5, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You knew this was going to make it on the list in some way, shape, or form. Widely regarded as one of the best game soundtracks of all time, Symphony of the Night set a new standard for Castlevania beats. Castlevania has never been a slouch when it came to its musical compositions, but by golly, Symphony of the Night blew all of the previous soundtracks out of the water. The soundtrack perfectly exemplifies the overall atmosphere of the Castlevania games, while also deviating from the music that you were used to before. You'd think a game with a vampire-y Transylvania motif would consist of mostly stuff like organs or harpsichord music, right? Wrong. Get off of my dance floor, you vile creature! Number 4, Final Fantasy 13. Whoa, hold on. Before you start coming at me with your pitchforks, let me explain why I chose 13 over 10. Both games had hands down the best musical scores of the entire franchise in my opinion. However, I found myself enjoying more pieces from 13's soundtrack than 10's by a very small margin. That being said, 13's soundtrack is pretty phenomenal. Masashi Hamauzu is, I think, a very worthy successor to longtime Final Fantasy composer Nobuo Uematsu. Final Fantasy XIII's musical composition does a very good job of capturing the atmosphere of the game's many beautiful environments. I find myself whistling the theme of the Sunless Waterscape almost daily. Despite all the shortcomings that befell Final Fantasy XIII, its soundtrack is definitely not one of them. Oh, and this entry wouldn't be complete without mentioning the amazing violin work in that battle scene. Number 3, Super Mario Galaxy. This soundtrack, my god, what can be said? Super Mario Galaxy features a fully orchestrated soundtrack of pure musical brilliance. In my opinion, this soundtrack encapsulates all the joy and wonder that you had as a child whenever you pondered what outer space was like. Every cymbal crash, every flourish of the horns, every steady beat of the drum accompanies Mario's joyful nature in this gravity-defying adventure. It brings out a sense of sheer joy when you listen to the upbeat orchestrations by composers Mahito Yokota and Koji Kondo. This music just fills me with elation and happiness. It makes me feel like I can fly. Just listen to the Gusty Garden Galaxies theme and you'll understand this. Number 2, Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus does a lot of things right. Its pacing is great, the presentation is simplistic yet gorgeous, the boss battles are epic, and the music is phenomenal. The funny thing is, most of the game is spent on horseback, riding through the fields of a forbidden land with no music at all. Just the sound of Wander's grunts and Agro's galloping. So where is this music? Ha, glad you asked. Meet our guests of honor. The music of this masterpiece of a game comes into light upon your encounters with the various Colossi boss fights. And boy, when the music comes in, it comes in hard. The music will start off as a depiction of a desperate struggle against an insurmountable obstacle. How am I supposed to win? How can I win? It's so huge! But once you figure out how to take down that beast, the game's music is sure to follow you every step of the way. It doesn't just stop there though. The music sets the mood perfectly for dramatic set pieces, such as after defeating a Colossus. Was this the right decision? Was that the moral thing to do? Questions like these are exemplified by a haunting tune that is sure to stick with you for a long, long time after putting down the controller. Alright, and now we're down to number 1. But before we get to the grand reveal, here are a few honorable mentions.
think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Number 1, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Topping off my list is my favorite video game soundtrack of all time and probably one of my top 3 games of 2013. Metal Gear Rising's soundtrack is something special and does something that not many games today take advantage of: dynamic music. The music acts as a way to emphasize your encounters and battles, becoming fast-paced when the action starts heating up, or slowing to a steady beat when the fighting starts to take a brief respite. However, the music really shines during the boss battles. Each song does a perfect job of representing their respective boss character, and the lyrics really hit home with each of their ideologies. I knew this soundtrack was something special as soon as I first came across this defining moment in the game, however. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking about.
Get in! Swing it wide open! Colossus, very good! But do not rest easy just yet, huh?
So what makes this soundtrack my favorite out of all of them? It's simple, really. The music doesn't just fit the game that it was composed for, it's a freaking perfect marriage. The compositions found within this game are by far the most adrenaline-pumping, ass-kicking, sword-chopping, head-banging beats found within gaming, and Metal Gear Rising could not ask for a better musical accompaniment. And those were my top 10 favorite video game soundtracks of all time. What were yours? Let us know on our Facebook or Twitter pages at Press Start. Until then, we'll see you next time.